So tomorrow, Thursday, is the big day. The Unboxed series will be talking about design. And although I don't really have any insight into what that next video in the series is going to be talking about, I think we could talk about the design for the CX-90 because we have so much information on the CX-60 already. So in this car vid, there's not going to be much production. Just looking at some pictures that were sent to me by a viewer, we'll compare the 60 and the 90. So stay tuned.
More car vids. More car vids.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard at Enterprise, and thank you so much to Glenn Stewart from, well, I guess he's got two homes in Japan and Australia, but specifically in Fukuoko, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Japan, as he went and visited a local Mazda dealership and gave a couple of pictures of the Soul Red and the new Artisan Red, and we can compare those in just a moment, but we're just going to take a look around specifically at the CX60 and a few other goodies that he was sharing with me. So thank you again, Glenn. You really made this video happen. So let's jump into these photos, and just starting at the top of what he shared. The first one is the beautiful interior of the CX60. And from what I can tell, this is what they're calling, if the translation's correct, tongue. And it's a Napa leather interior, but something you may only see in Japan. Very elegant interior on the dashboard specifically. Then the next one, as you crank this up, Glenn's actually sitting in this vehicle. You crank it up, you see the little CX60 there. And then here's a look at the steering wheel, which is a two-tone, very nice. And more of the interior and a huge screen. So we're excited about seeing that. And then you can see a little bit more of the seating and the console. So a wider console, and perhaps even more wide in this wide body CX-90 that we'll find out in just a few days really from now. And this one, of course, is in the Soul Red. And what's next to it is the 20th anniversary Mazda 6. So we'll put these up side by side so you can see them. And the Artisan Red in the 20th anniversary, which I can't remember if I've talked about or not, but it was released about a month ago. Artisan Red and Soul Red under similar light. So you can see the Soul Red is a lot brighter. Artisan's a little bit more of a burgundy, for lack of a better word. Here's a few more of the Mazda 6 showing the badge, showing the from the passenger side there. Here's a few of the dealership as we scroll down. And from across the street, love the design. Obviously, this one's been renovated recently. And we see outside that there's a lot of Soul Red in stock. So you can see a good selection of vehicles here. And as we go underneath the awning, you can see more CX-5s there and CX-30, MX-30, Mazda 3 hatchback. So a good selection there. Here back inside, we're going to see the profile here of the CX60. And this is probably the premium sports or the exclusive line, as they're calling it. They have several different trims, several different engines. They actually have the 2.5S, a diesel, and then inline 6 diesel, and then an inline 6 diesel hybrid, mild hybrid setup like we're going to see on our inline 6 gasoline, and then the plug-in version. So several different options, several different trims available in Japan. So another Artisan Red Mazda 6 next to a CX60. And this one has the lighter interior, which I believe this is either the pure white or the grayish. I'm not sure, depending on the trim there. And you can see that this one is the inline 6. Not sure if it's the hybrid version or not for the diesel there. And here's a look at the rear. We can zoom in a little bit. And this one is an E-Sky Active D. So it is the inline 6 hybrid. So just a quick look here as we look at design. And tomorrow, of course, you may be watching this on Thursday. But Thursday about 10:30, 11, unless we see the video early as some we're seeing. But at 10:30, 11, it will go live on Mazda USA's YouTube channel. And we're going to talk a little bit more about design and probably give us some insights on the CX60 as well. Of course, I expect, as we saw a glimpse of the Artisan Red on the 90 from Ant Anstead's video, Going to look very similar to the 60, except maybe a little bit more of that back end is going to be more upright instead of that big bump to allow room for a third row seat headroom. But very similar all the way around, a little bit wider, and I think it's going to be a little bit more complete looking for what we want in the US for sure. So again, thank you so much, Glenn, for sharing these photos. And we don't really know what the conversation on design is going to be. Probably have more interviews with the senior design executive from Mazda. One last thing that's pretty cool to show you is they actually, in this dealership, have the R360 Coupe. And of course, they've kind of taken that two-tone top color and ran with it on several other models, including the new REV MX-30 e-Sky Active. Excited for tomorrow as we break into the unboxed design, and then we will officially be several days away on the clock to Tuesday the 31st, right around 10 a.m. I believe is when that video will go live. So 10 a.m. Central, and looking forward to that. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions or comments, or text me at 334-718-0504. I'll have the video out as soon as I can on design, and I will see you on the next one.